Hey everyone, Xander here from Excess Gaming Podcast, and I'm joined here with Tyler from Spreadshot Games. And we thought it'd be really cool to do a little collaboration pickup video. And a little disclaimer on this, we had planned to do this for a while, but we wanted to have Scuba Diver Picker join us, but with conflicts of scheduling, we haven't had a chance to. But we're definitely going to do a all three collaboration pickup video, maybe some game hunts in the near future. But I guess we'll just go ahead and get this started. Now, what was really cool is, Tyler, you actually picked up some really cool toys.
Yeah, if you guys check out like Vintage Gamers US or Scuba's channel, they pretty much went north last weekend, and me and a guy I met, another collector, Brian, we went down south to Myrtle, and at one of the flea markets there I found a guy selling some toys. If you guys don't know by now, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, and I found this Venom toy, and he told me, which I don't know a lot about it, but he said that if you can't see it, has living slime ooze stuff in it.
That's really cool.
And he said that the ooze stuff in it was, this is black.
Yeah.
And this toy got recalled because the black stuff would stain everything, so parents were calling up and being like, that shit got stained my floor and everything. So they recalled it, and then they re-released these with just water squirters. But this one definitely does have the ink in it. It's got some damage on the box.
Oh great. The light just went out.
It's raining pretty bad here. I can still see us. It's lit.
Yeah, I can still see us.
But it's pretty cool. I picked it up because I'm a big Venom fan. I'll put this somewhere where it won't stain anything.
And then there's light.
It's not like the Venom toy.
I'm totally keeping this in.
But keeping with the Venom theme, with the Spider-Man Classics completely sealed, I found the original Venom. This toy series pretty much turned into Marvel Legends toy series, which go for quite a bit of money now if they're still sealed. This one's called Spider-Man Classics. This isn't even the Legends series, but it kind of kickstarted that. The more expensive ones I know in this are the regular Spider-Man and the Symbiote Spider-Man. But I got the Venom, and my personal favorite out of this lot, the Man Spider.
Yeah, I love Man Spider, dude.
I had this when I was a kid. This was the very first one I ever bought.
Oh, wow.
And then when it turned into Legends, I kept buying Legends, and I kept them sealed in the box forever. But if you can see, they come with the comic book there.
Oh, that's cool.
Now, it's a reissue of the comic, but I always wanted to read them, so one day me and my brother broke down and opened them all up to read the comics and to set them up with their little stands. They all come with a stand, too. But these were sealed, and I think I bought all three of these toys. I think he was asking, like, somewhere around 70 for all three of them, and I ended up picking them up for, like, 45. So,
yeah,
that's a pretty good deal. I'm not a huge toy guy, but I really like Spider-Man. I really like Marvel superheroes. So, they were cheap, and those were toys I had when I was a kid, so I definitely picked them up.
Yeah, and the amount of detail on those toys are really cool.
Yeah, it's like the articulation and everything on like anything Marvel Legends is awesome. I'd actually collect Legends figures. They went so damn expensive now. Like they got like a Nihilus and a bunch of cool stuff that came out there. I've been to toy stores and stuff and seen them, and it's just like, oh, these things are like $12, and they upped in price, especially for CIVs.
Yeah, some toys now are like $20. It's hard to believe.
Dude, my brother's a Transformer collector. It's expensive.
Alright, and now we're moving on to some of our pickups that we've had with some games in the last, I want to say like maybe like a couple of weeks.
Yeah, everything I've got I picked up within the last 2.5 weeks.
Alright, and I'm going to start with you. And what all did you pick up? Looks like a lot of Super Nintendo stuff.
Yeah, I got a couple Super Nintendo games, my personal console of choice. But moving on to some smaller stuff, I got the Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse. I remember actually playing this game when I was younger. It's pretty cool. You get to like change costumes and stuff, and they give you like different powers. You ever play that game?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Disney Capcom games. They're a lot of fun.
Supposedly, like I said, I wasn't around when that stuff was, but like I know Aladdin, all those Disney Capcom games are supposedly like really great games.
They're awesome.
Like really good platformers, and I really like, cartoony platformers. I really, really enjoy. So I'm actually going back and trying to find a lot of these because there are quite a few of them, and they're actually collector-wise decently rich.
Yeah, they're not that some of them are not that expensive.
Yeah,
you can
not that expensive, and they're actually like, I know the Snow White game or Beauty and the Beast or something like that is actually, it's like a 7 or 6 out of 10 on Nintendo Age. But keeping with the Disney thing, I got Goof Troop on Super Nintendo.
Excellent movie, by the way. I love that movie.
And this is supposed to be a really, really fun co-op game too.
Oh wow.
That takes it's more of like a top-down puzzle co-op thing where you got to get through mazes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you get items that you pick up to make it through almost like puzzles with enemies in them without getting hit or make it across pits and stuff like that. But I got Super Ninja Boy. I really haven't tried this game out. It just looked cool. I picked this up 2 weeks ago, and it looked cool. It looks like another a side-scrolling action platformer game, which I love.
It's got a really good co-op mode to it as well.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's a really good game. I used to get this game mixed up with Mystical Ninja.
That's the rare one.
Yeah, and I got Mystical Ninja.
That's the one that's worth a little bit more money.
And I used to always get it mixed up, but that's a really good game, definitely.
And then going with some shooter games, I got RoboCop vs. Terminator. I remember a family friend of ours had a Genesis. He had this game on it. It's pretty cool. The coolest thing was there's a gun in it that you can shoot.
There's a gun in it?
You can shoot the bullets, and whatever way you just push the D-pad, the bullets will go, and they kill everything, and they don't disappear. They just follow you. And if you're good, you can keep make a bullet shield and just walk around with it.
Now, if you've never played the Sega Genesis version of it, the Sega Genesis version is really good. I remember playing the Super Nintendo because I didn't have a Sega until later on, but the Super Nintendo version is a lot of fun. It's a really good game.
And supposedly online, I've been seeing this game go for a lot of money for some reason, upwards parts of $20, like 25. I don't know why, but I picked that game up for $7. So, and then another classic game, I got Doom. It's my first red card game on Super Nintendo.
Yes.
It's kind of in ratty condition. I've never played the Super Nintendo version. I've only played PlayStation 1 and the GBA version. But I'm glad to have that because it's, modernized the first-person shooter pretty much. That and Wolfenstein 3D.
Excellent game.
Finally, I got Cybernator, and this game, I looked up some Let's Play. It's awesome. I didn't pick it up for that much money. It's not in the greatest condition, but this should tie me over while I'm looking for Metal Warriors, because it's basically the same thing.
So it's kind of like a mech.
It's total mech shooter.
That's awesome.
And I think it's kind of short. It's only got about 7 levels in it, but this game, if you just watch a Let's Play of it, it's insane. It's kind of like everything, like Metal Warriors. If you like Metal Warriors or what's the name? Metal Slug.
Yeah.
Any of those metal games.
It's metal.
You should definitely pick this game up. Awesome, side-scrolling action game. It's awesome.
All right, and I think we're on me now.
Actually, I got some other stuff. It's kind of funny that you mentioned, you ever played RoboCop vs. Terminator.
Oh, there it is!
Because I picked RoboCop vs. Terminator up on the Genesis complete in box for $4 at a flea market last weekend. I got Echo the Dolphin complete in box for Genesis. I know this is a classic Genesis title. I've never played it, actually, even as a kid. But this is the one I did play as a kid. And I got Spider-Man on Genesis.
That's actually a really good game.
Yeah, it's carton box only, and it's a Blockbuster one, so I'm gonna have to do some sticker repair on it. But really, really cool. Not as cool as your separation anxiety.
But it's really cool. I like that one because it was based off the cartoon. And I was a really big
look
fan
at
of
the back. There's tons of bad guys in it, and you team up with the Fantastic Four. So again, me being a Marvel fan, I'd have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, that's a really good game.
Now you can go.
Alright, well, I'm going to start first with, actually they're not games, but they're boxes. And yeah, they're actually in really great condition. And I wanted to also mention, guys, that if you're a collector And don't be scared to tell people that you collect video games, because I got these boxes because I'm so open about my video game collecting. A buddy of mine that, was cleaning out his house, he was moving, he was like, hey, do you collect boxes? And I'm just like, what kind of boxes? It's funny. He just had the Metal Gear Solid thing go off when I said boxes. But I was like, what kind of boxes? He's like, Nintendo boxes. And I was like, sure. So he brought some boxes that I actually have the games and manuals to. So now they're technically complete, per se.
Yeah.
But I got Tetris. Also got Pinbot, which I actually finally picked up the game of this on my weekend trip with Devin with our game chasing. And Double Dragon, I'm really happy to have this one right here. And Dr. Mario. And Billy Elliott's NASCAR Challenge. Now, I don't have the game to this, but I really like the box just because it says win a trip to Daytona 500, meet Bill Elliott, and win a 1992 Ford Thunderbird. I hate that I missed the sweepstakes, by the way. But it's a Konami NASCAR game. I'm not a big NASCAR fan, but if I ever do find the game, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like dirt cheap, and I'll pick it up. Definitely.
It's made by Konami. It's probably good.
Yeah, it's probably good. Now, these next two games I'm gonna talk about, you're probably gonna be like, "What the hell? Why don't you already have this?" But I finally got Legend of Zelda, and the reason why I've had this numerous times over the years. But one of the reasons why I just now got it was because it's so overpriced. Like it's one of those games that everyone just sees the gold cart to it and they think it's worth so much more than it actually is. And it's, the very first Zelda game, so a lot of people are like, well, that's the very first Zelda game of its kind and it's gold, so it's worth a lot of money. So I had it on Game Boy Advance. I have the Game Boy Classic version of it. So I was just like, I'm not going to get on Nintendo until I find a good price for it. And I had a buddy of mine call me up, and he sold this to me, and he also sold me a copy of DuckTales, which is another excellent Disney Capcom game. And he sold it to me for a good price, and I couldn't step down. And again, it was because I'm very open about my collecting. This guy basically messaged me on Facebook, being like, hey, my buddy's got some games, he wants to sell them, I know you want to buy them, so why not? Now moving on through, we're going to be talking about some newer generation, well, not newer generation, but a lot newer than Nintendo and Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. You have right here an awesome PSP game, I must say.
Yeah, and this is kind of funny because it's almost deja vu to your story. Sandra did a video a while back of, have you ever bought a game for a console you don't own? And the game you bought was Castlevania Dracula X Chronicles for the PSP. You didn't have a PSP? That's exactly what I did 2 weeks ago.
It's an excellent game, though.
Yeah, I just want to play. This is the most, I guess, entire way to play Rondo of Blood.
Yeah.
Like, other than Dracula X, and Dracula X isn't the complete.
No, Dracula X, they changed some of the levels to it. The Dracula battle is completely different. But what's really cool about Dracula X Chronicles is not only do you get Symphony of the Night, even though they redid the voice acting, and it's kind of because I love the bad voice acting. But yeah, but it was just one of those things. It was so bad it was good. And they also did the re-version of Dracula, like Rondo of Blood, with newer graphics. But you can also unlock the PC Engine version of it as well and play it in its entirety. And I mean, I have to say, if you have a PSP and you're a huge Castlevania fan, if you don't have this in your collection, then what are you doing right now? You definitely need this game. Yeah, wake up. But I also have a couple of PSP games myself. I got the very first Persona, which is a re-release of a PS1 classic, and I got Persona 4 Arena, which is a fighting game, but I've been really wanting to get into the whole Persona series, so I picked this up at a GameStop that still had PSP games, which they were actually having to sell the buy two get one because they just want to get rid of them. So I got Persona, also got Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions, which is a re-release of the PS1 classic Final Fantasy Tactics, which I have it, and it's an awesome game, great story, great soundtrack. And another series I'm starting to really get into, and that is E7. I picked up the Oath of Fangara on last weekend when I went out of town, and I've been really enjoying E7. I've been playing that a lot. If you're a huge fan of like Legend of Zelda and like RPG and stuff like that, definitely try this one. It's a lot of fun.
So, with my video game hunting in the past 2 weeks, the most stuff I've got is just a lot of last gen, great disc-based games. I hope I get around to playing this stuff, because I honestly, like, I go back and play PS2 stuff or Xbox stuff, and I'm so jaded on, like, the graphics and everything like that. Hopefully the collector and gamer side of me will take over, and not just like, oh man, so many games play better than this now. And
Yeah.
like, hopefully if I do find some stinkers in this pile, I'll only find like one or two, and I'll actually want to play most of them, or have some friends over and just fuck around and play like the multiplayer stuff on it. But the first game I found, I always wanted to pick this up when it came out, just because this is kind of like the precursor to Gears of War, which is a series I love. But Kill Switch, I picked this up for $2 at Player's Choice. It's pretty much like the first cover-based shooter game. Like, the whole thing around this was just that you could hide behind stuff and not get shot. And like, back then, that was just like, oh my god, like he's hiding behind a car? Holy crap, that's so cool. I just remember thinking that, and just, instead of just standing behind stuff, like he actually like snapped into cover, like he does in Gears of War and a ton of games now. But back then, like, I remember this was the first game, it used that as its selling point. And stuff. I remember the commercials, it's just like,
like
show
when you look on the back, it says, take cover, take aim, take over. You know, like that's his tagline, is to take cover. So.
And I just remember like the commercials, just like this old beat up car sat here since like 1984 for no purpose except for now to save your ass or something like that. It's just like that was its thing. It's just, it was a cover based like shooter game, and I was always just like, whoa. I remember like back then I was like, that's cool. And I never got the game, and now I picked it up for $2, so I definitely want to try it out. When we went down to Myrtle, if you watch like John Scuba's video, it was raining. It was raining in Raleigh, it was raining in Myrtle.
It's raining right now.
It's raining now. Brian and I found a guy that usually goes even further south for an outdoor flea market, and he got canned into being in this inside one that we found in southern Myrtle Beach, and he had just bought a bunch of, like, he said he just bought a bunch of inventory. It was towards the end of the day. He had to, like, buy some food and stuff like that. So everything me and Brian were looking at, like, honestly, the guy had, like, he had sealed special editions of, like, Xbox 360 games.
Oh, wow.
For $30. He had, like, Assassin's Creed special edition, Fable 3 special edition. He had a mark for $30, and when we were looking at him, he's just like, I got 30 on that, but you can have it for 20. I didn't buy any.
That is awesome.
I didn't buy any. And he even let me open the Fable 3. I was just like, he's like, you can open that. And I was like, it's sealed, dude. You really want to open it? He's like, I want to see what's inside. So I opened it, we checked it out. But I didn't get any of that stuff. But he had a couple awesome disc-based games, which he was letting me go for $4 a pop. So one of the ones I picked up was Wild Arms 3. I do want to take this in and get this resurfaced, but
you know what?
And it's complete.
Yeah, I've never played Wild Arms 3. I've played the very first Wild Arms. Great game. It was kind of, the random battles used to kind of piss me off, but
yeah, I don't like random battles.
But it's still definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, and then I got Snoopy vs. the Red Baron. Pretty much sealed.
Excellent. That's an excellent game.
I heard this game's really good. I actually heard about this from Metal Jesus Rocks on his PS2 Hidden Gems. It looked like a lot of fun, so I think I'm definitely gonna like this game.
Great multiplayer game.
And then I got Siren. I took a chance on this. You can never pass up, like, survival horror for some reason, like, goes for a lot of money, and it was $4 complete. This game, I remember playing a demo of this. This is really creepy. I'm pretty sure this is the game where you're just like some Japanese kids, and you have like the power to like mind jack or sight jack the monsters in the level, and you see through their eyes. So like you kind of know where they're at, but you have to avoid them. I'm pretty sure this is the same game. I'm not 100%, but it's very, very creepy. Again, with the sound design, you hear like stuff like, you're like, what the fuck do like your little power thing, and you kind of find out where he is and stuff. And it's like it seems like I've watched. It's back when I got like PlayStation Magazine, and they showed a demo in the next like issue about how to beat the boss in the level, and like both you and the enemies in this game seem to be like a paper boat in like a razor hailstorm. Like you die real easy, but so do they. Like you killed like the boss by beating it with an umbrella. So
that is freaking crazy.
It's like it's very, very cool, but it's just kind of creepy, and I really want to check it out. It looks a lot like Fatal Frame, not as expensive as Fatal Frame, but definitely something I want to check out.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels to the Roses. I remember renting this game back when me and my brother were into Yu-Gi-Oh! This is a little different than just straight up card fighting. It's more like a tactical RPG, and your cards like level up and get powers and stuff. I can never find this game for a good price afterwards, but I picked it up for $250 complete, so
I've never really got into Yu-Gi-Oh, but that sounds really interesting, like tactical. Because I'm not a big card game person, but a tactical RPG sounds more interesting.
It's kind of weird because like you can change like the board has like a layout where like plant monsters get boosted in the forest, and then like some of your monsters have power, like if it's a sea serpent, like you can turn the thing into ocean around it and stuff, so it gets boosted. Crap like that, but I always got my ass kicked at it, so I could never get very far in it, but I want to try to get pretty far in it. Again, with that guy down in Myrtle, he sold me an original Xbox, because I don't have one, and this game for $35, so
Excellent
it's Dead or Alive Ultimate. It comes with 2 discs.
Yeah, it comes with Dead or Alive 1 and 2.
Yeah. And I figured that was a pretty good deal. You know, see, again, like, he wanted $30 for the Xbox, he had 12 on the thing, and he gave me both for $35. So he pretty much charged me $5 for this game.
That's awesome.
I'll hold on to that one. He also sold me Oddworld Stranger's Wrath for $4. This is, honest to God, everybody wants to say Psychonauts is like the hidden gem you never played. This is the hidden gem you've never played. This is the best game on this is the best game nobody ever played. Like, I would seriously suggest go buy this damn game. And I'm not going to give you a bunch of crap if you didn't play it or nothing like that. Just, that's the wonders of the internet. You can go back, watch some footage. This is honestly the most unique shooter you'll ever play. One of the most unique games you'll ever play. And one of the most fun games you'll ever play. It's kind of hard, but this game is so funny, so fun. It's crazy.
Yeah, I hadn't played. That's why I was kind of keeping my mouth shut on it. But but yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it, but it's just one of those games I always just kind of passed right by. I would see it in stores, and I would just be like, "Oh, Oddworld. Okay, well, I'm gonna pick this game up instead." So I'll definitely have to check it out myself.
It's pretty awesome. And then all these other games I picked up in Player's Choice, again, just for pretty cheap. This one wasn't too cheap, but Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I traded this game to GameStop when I was younger. I had it on PS2 for whatever bullshit money they gave me. I didn't know at that time that this game was released in limited quantities. And then, 2 months later, I found out, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is worth $70, even if it's used and stuff. And I was like,
yeah.
I traded that for Halo 2 and some other shit 3 months ago. And so I finally got the game back. It is on Xbox. It doesn't have the guide, but even this game still goes for around $35 complete.
Yeah,
and I got it for $23. So this game is fun as hell. It's got a ton of great characters in it. A ton of I'm like I said, I'm a big Marvel person, but I love Capcom games. The Marvel roster's awesome. The Capcom roster's awesome. In my opinion, better than MVC3. So I really need to invite some people over. I got a bunch of fighting games now, and I suck at fighting games.
Love fighting games.
We need to come over and just kick the shit out of each other. I bought a GameCube. If anybody wants some GameCubes, I have 4 right now, so I'm gonna almost give them away for cheap. But I bought a GameCube with a Game Boy player. I didn't have a Game Boy player. I was pissed that I bought that one for $100, so I was like, you know what? Fuck that one. I'm selling it. It's bad luck. So I got a GameCube with a Game Boy player, and I got $5 off any game. I went for the only unique GameCube only game they had at Player's Choice is Billy Hatcher and the Big Egg, Giant Egg.
It's a good game. It's a good platform.
Yeah, I've never played it. It's a Sega game, Sonic Team, so it seemed like a lot of fun. I passed up Killer 7 on the GameCube, which I actually heard is worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
Not a ton, but I really don't like whoever that producer is that makes that game. They make like No More Heroes and all that stuff.
I'm not sure.
I'm not a big fan of his stuff. Billy Hatcher looked more fun. I heard Killer 7's like great, but I also heard it's really confusing and the gameplay's not all that great, but it's like a psychological thriller.
Yeah.
I don't eat shrooms, so I figured I wouldn't want to play that game. So I passed up and got Billy Hatcher on the fun. PsyOps, the Mindgate Conspiracy on Xbox. I remember playing a demo of this game. And I don't know why I never bought it. The demo was so fun. There's so much stuff you can do in this game, and I'm surprised it's never got a sequel because there's so much stuff you can do in this game, and like on a next-gen platform, it would be so much better. But like, you can literally like pyrokinesis. You can take over people's minds. You can like see through other people's minds. You can throw people, stuff, tanks. I don't know, like tons of shit you can do in this game. Plus, you can shoot people with a gun. You got a gun. So like all that crap. And like I just remember the demo was a short level, and the rest was just a playground to try your powers. And it was more fun just to like throw stuff around.
Yeah.
Like inanimate objects and shoot at targets than it was almost in the game. Hopefully that's not a. Hopefully the whole game's not a bore, but I remember it did get nominated for like Best Shooter of the Year and stuff like that, but I think it came out the same year Halo 2 did, so good luck winning that one. Again, keeping with the fighting game stuff going on, we've got Guilty Gear X2. I guess that's
Love
just
Guilty Gear, yeah.
Kid 16 did, I was asking him about it. He said this game's a little hard. I also read, looking through the guide and stuff like that, every character has a one-kill move.
Oh, really?
Where I'm just like, holy shit. So, hopefully I don't play this game with anybody too good.
I freaking love Guilty Gear. I love the soundtrack.
Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue look like some really very like gorgeous fighter games. Another game I picked up, I do have Symphonia, but I found this, Tales of the Abyss on PS2. You just picked this game up in one of your recent videos.
Yeah, I picked it up a month ago. And yeah, that's a really good game.
Yeah,
it's
the
a
Tales
lot of fun.
the combat looks. I love real-time combat. I'm not a big fan of like the Persona games or turn-based and stuff.
Yeah.
Those games, I'll play them, but it's very rare that I'll enjoy them. But the real-time combat of like the Tales series really has me interested, so I'm gonna have to check it out and like see if I like it. Game from my childhood that I picked up with the guidebook for only $6. Star Wars Battlefront 2. I remember playing this game with my brother. If you're a Star Wars fan, I don't know why the hell you would not like this game.
Why haven't they made a new one? That's what I want to know.
Well, sadly, Pandemic, the guys that made this game, they closed that studio. I don't know what happened to it. I know. I would rather see Star Wars Battlefront 3 and Knights of the Old Republic. 3. I would much rather see those have like a console release instead of that stupid MMO. I know I've never made a video on this or like expressed my feelings on MMOs, I think, before in any of my videos, but I'm not a fan of MMOs. They always seem intriguing to me, but like I just think the game design behind an MMO is very flawed.
Well, it's just it's very time consuming, so honestly if it's something that you don't have the time to always put into, and it's an investment.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, it's weird to pay. I don't understand why you pay for a game and a subscription. I've had friends who play MMOs a lot.
Yeah. And
they're just like, well, I quit for about 3 months because I had a busy time coming up. Came back. All my friends were a higher level. Everything had changed. My gear, I had top level gear, and now it's like it's not good shit. And I'm like, that really sucks to take a break from a game for 3 months that you paid for and you currently pay for even though you're not playing it, and come back and it's just like, oh, you were gone. Like, I'm just like, oh, pissed on that. And one of my favorite games I ever had on PS2, Red Faction, picked this up for $1.50. Pretty much the best first-person shooter you can play on a last-gen platform. Amazing game. This game was $20 when it came out brand new. So it was a budget title when it was made. It is better than a bunch of stuff that cost $50 when it was made. So I don't know if a lot of people know this game, but I think it's one of the most overlooked first-person shooters. Even playing next-gen first-person shooters, I remember you could destroy a bunch of crap in this game with rockets and stuff. And I even now, when I play Halo or something like that, and I shoot like a destructible surface with a rocket, it doesn't break. I'm just like, dude, Red Faction can do that on PS2. And then the last game I have coming up, did a trade with my man Scuba. He got me Mega Man Anniversary and a bunch of unit cases, which I gave some to Xander because I had doubles of. But I got Mega Man Anniversary. I traded him Simon's Quest and, oddly enough, Legend of Zelda, which none of you guys have.
Here we are, video game collectors, and we don't have Legend of Zelda. Go ahead and troll us.
I had a CIB Zelda and a card only Zelda, so I traded him my card only, and he's trying to finish a NES collection. So if you want to see his most recent pickup video, he's gonna be up to like over 100 cards. So,
Yeah. And actually, I'll do a little bit of special thing. I'll put a link right here so you guys can check out Scuba Diver Picker, because he's a good friend of ours, local YouTuber, and we all met at the same time at a local retro video game store.
Yeah.
And he's a really cool guy. Definitely check him out.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely making headway on a collection, like hardcore. And it looks like you've picked up some PS2 stuff.
Yeah, I picked up, I got so caught up in your collection, I forgot about my PS2. I picked up 2 PS2 games. Again, this is another Shin Megami Tensei RPG like Persona. This is Nocturne. So this is a really fun game. I've played a little bit of it. It's very time consuming. What's really cool though is they have a appearance of Dante, or Dende from Devil May Cry, which I thought was really cool. It's a really good game. I bought it for like $17, which is pretty expensive for a PS2 game now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some that go a lot more than that, but still. Also, I picked up, this is a later pickup, picked up a copy of Cold Fear, which is a very underrated survival horror game.
Looks a lot like Resident Evil 4, sort of.
It is a lot like Resident Evil 4. It has the over the shoulder view.
Laser and shit crawling out of people's
Yep.
heads. And...
Yep. The only thing is though, I will say, is if you get seasick, if you feel motion sickness, you might not want to play this game, because this game, you're on a ship and it's constantly going this way and that way, and like, I don't know, there's a couple times I played it and I'm just like, oh man, this is kind of a little too much, but still a good game. Controls are a little wonky, but you can get over it and have a really good time. Now, one of my last things I want to mention on my pickups is I finally got myself a PlayStation 3. Should definitely let you guys know how I am with my video game collecting. They had just announced the PlayStation 4, and I go out and buy a PlayStation 3. That's just the way it goes.
They're gonna keep re-releasing issues of the consoles as well.
But, you know, one of the reasons why I went ahead and got a PlayStation 3 was because I was always really interested in the exclusives for the PlayStation 3. And one game that definitely made me go out and buy it was, of course, Ni no Kuni. I'm a huge fan of Level 5 and Studio Ghibli. And, you know, like we were mentioning earlier before we started filming, this game plays a lot like a mixture of Tales of Symphonia and Pokemon, which is 2 of my favorite RPGs. So add that with a great story, great soundtrack. Everyone's been talking about this game. If you have not played it yet and you're a big fan of RPGs, even if you don't really like RPGs, you should definitely try this out. It might change your mind about the whole genre.
I'm pretty jealous.
It's a good game.
From what I've watched, the gameplay looks amazing. The game looks gorgeous. I mean, it is graphically beautiful. It looks like you're watching playing a cartoon. Almost.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it looks absolutely beautiful. Story-wise, it seems interesting. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of anime, but Studio Ghibli did.
Yeah, Studio Ghibli.
They're the same guys that made Spirited Away.
Spirited Away,
which I thought was
Ponyo.
an amazing movie. I've never
Great.
seen any of his others, or that studio's other stuff, but Spirited Away I thought was an amazing movie.
Oh, that's a great movie.
I think it won a Grammy or an Oscar. Whatever. One of those trophies of a praying dude that are made out of gold that just happened like 2 days ago. It won one of those, I think.
Yeah, and I also got a little collection here, the Ico and Shadow Colossus HD collection. I have Shadow Colossus for the PS2, but unfortunately I don't have Ico, so I was just like, kill two birds with one stone and have a great HD collection. And I mean, this game's pretty cheap now. You can get it for like $17, where Ico by itself, it's like $30 for the PS2.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you definitely haven't played Ico and you have a PS3, definitely check out the Ico Shadow Colossus collection.
Yeah, Colossus looks so cool. I remember
It's
the first
a lot
time
of
I saw
fun.
that game and I was like, holy crap. I've still never played it. Ico, I'm not interested in. It seems like you hold a girl's hand. I know a lot of people love that game. Reviews I've watched, they've said like Colossus holds up, and Ico's just like, why the hell do you like this game? I mean, not to say that like if you liked it, it's bad, but
He's gonna knock over all my games before this video's over.
But it just seemed like, I don't know, it's not for me. The whole game seems like an escort mission, which I'm probably totally missing the point on. But if I pick up that collection, I'm gonna try it.
I will say this, spoiler free. I won't tell you too much about Shadow Colossus, but I will say the ending makes the game.
Yeah, I mean it just.
The ending when you see it, it just makes it all click, and it's an absolute masterpiece.
It was supposedly, I think it was IGN said it was the best game.
Yeah.
So.
And speaking of PlayStation 3, I picked up an exclusive PlayStation only, a game I've been wanting to play for years that I never played because I never had a PS3. And when I finally got the PS3, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I can play this. Metal Gear Solid 4. I was actually talking to Rob Man on the podcast not too long ago, and he said he was very envious of my first experience of this game, and I just started playing it last night, played about 20 minutes of it, and it made me realize why I love Metal Gear Solid so much. And I'm going to make a future video about Metal Gear Solid because I absolutely love the series, and just kind of just rehash the love I have for it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'd say MGS4 probably the best game I've ever played. Like, honestly, at everything. It's not my favorite game, but in terms of just like crafting and stuff that you discover in it, and it takes you so many places.
Yeah.
There's so many awesome boss fights. There's just so much stuff to do. Like, I don't want to spoil it because we're only 20 minutes in. You got like 8 days left to go. Like, not that much, but it's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And I got it for like $15.
Yeah.
I mean, I bought it used at Best Buy, so I was just like, all right, $15, boom, boom. I got like a really good game that I've been really looking forward to.
I know there's a lot of people who got a PS3, and I think that's why they bundled it with a console. And that was my forte with PS3. When MGS4 got bundled with a console, me and my brother split it and went and bought one. And I remember that was when I had to work at the grocery store, and I worked pretty much, not graveyard, but I was kind of like, I was called a stock boy, but I was pretty much a janitor.
Yeah.
Like, getting home, like, 10:30 at night, and set this up, and I was like, dude, how would you, like, seriously? And just coming home and seeing the stuff that he was doing, and like, even though I never considered it a spoiler, it just totally, I was like, I can't believe that. There's like so much stuff that's so awesome in that game. And if you're a fan of the older games, it's just so much stuff that, like, it really does a fan service. It doesn't answer every question because just playing Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, it's always, the story was always captivating.
But it does a lot. Like I said in one of my older videos, like, MGS2 was the game that made me a gamer. MGS3 was the first game I ever pre-ordered. And MGS4 is honestly one of the best games I've ever played Probably ever will.
I would say you can honestly probably say Metal Gear Solid 4 was probably the first game that you bought a system for.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would, pretty much. Like, I remember just buying a 360 because, like, you know, Halo and stuff was gonna come out, and we watched a review for Oblivion that were just like, oh, there's a good game to get on 360, because I've never bought a title at launch, or a system at launch, but we're just like, let's get a 360 and we'll get Oblivion and play Oblivion since it got a good score and stuff.
Yeah.
And that was an adventure in itself, but like, yeah, when that bundle came out for Metal Gear Solid 4, like, me and my brother, we jumped on that. And, I mean, you're not going to be disappointed.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And see, I'm already looking forward to it because we talked about it for like 4 minutes about how great this game is. But I wanted to end my pickup with, of course, I just picked it up like 5 minutes ago. Lost Odyssey Strategy Guide. Absolutely love Lost Odyssey. If you guys haven't played it, you owe yourself to play it. To me, this is what Final Fantasy 13 should have been. This is by, you know, the original Final Fantasy team, and it's a great game. If you're a huge fan of Japanese RPGs and a Final Fantasy fan, you'll definitely see the similarities and definitely just be captured by the story. It's an excellent game.
That came from me.
So anyway, guys, that concludes our pickups video and our little collaboration that I have to say was a lot of fun doing. And, you know, it was a lot of fun sharing some of our memories as well as the games that we've acquired in the last couple of weeks. We definitely miss Scuba Diver Picker. Again, guys, definitely check out his channel. He was going to join us for this collaboration video, and there's always going to be next time, so he's definitely not going to be left in the dust.
Yeah. We're lying. We didn't call you on purpose.
No, we definitely are going to miss him. So anyway, guys, this is Xander from Excess Gaming Podcast.
And this is Chief, a.k.a. Tyler, a.k.a. Bornstiller, a.k.a. the semi-sexiest gamer on YouTube. We're signing off.
Happy gaming.